Today we're going to be looking at Learning Target 2A, which is being able to graph inequalities. These are the key concepts that you should have in your notes for this learning target. You should be able to tell what each inequality sign means. You should be able to know when you should use an open circle or a closed circle when graphing. You should be able to know what direction to shade when graphing. And you should have at least 3 examples of graphed inequalities. Make sure you put those down the left-hand side of your Cornell notes so that you know what it is you're looking for. First thing we're going to talk about is what is an inequality. An inequality is a statement that 2 quantities are not equal. There are 4 signs that we use pretty regularly when it comes to inequalities. The one in the red on the far left symbolizes less than. The next one over in blue is greater than. The next one over in green is less than or equal to. And then the one on the far right in purple is greater than or equal to. You always read these inequalities from left to right. So for instance, with that first one, it would say A is less than B, and so on. When it comes to graphing an inequality, there's a couple key things to note. The first thing you should look at is whether the sign has an equal to piece or not. If it does have an equal to piece, meaning it's greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, you're going to use a closed circle. That indicates that that number is a possible solution. If it does not have an equal to piece, meaning it's just greater than or less than, you would use an open circle. That means that all the possible solutions go right up to that number, but do not include that number. The next thing you should look at is deciding which direction to shade on the number line. Assuming that the variable is on the left side of your inequality, if it is greater than or equal to or greater than, you will shade to the right of that circle. If it's less than or equal to or less than, you would shade to the left of the circle. If the inequality is on the other side, you simply reverse what direction you're going to be shading. In most cases, probably 75 to 90% of the time, the inequality is on the left-hand side of the inequality. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. So here we have the inequality that x is greater than or equal to 5. So first thing I look at, I see that it has an equal to piece, so I know it's going to be a closed circle at 5. Next thing I'm going to look at is the direction. So since it's greater than or equal to, I know I'm going to shade the side that goes to the right, because all those numbers over there are greater than or equal to 5. If we have x is less than 2. So in this case, we don't have the equal to piece, so I know it's going to be an open circle at 2. And then since we're looking for all the numbers less than 2, I would shade to the left, because all those numbers on the number line are less than 2. Here we have x is less than or equal to 9. So once again, this one has an equal to piece, so I know it's going to be a closed circle because 9 is a possible solution. And since we're looking for all the numbers that are less than or equal to 9, I would shade to the left because all those numbers on the number line are less than or equal to 9. Here's another one. We got x is greater than negative 4. So once again, we have no equal to piece, so I'm going to have an open circle at negative 4. That means that negative 4 cannot be a solution, but everything right up to it can be. And everything greater than it means that I'm going to shade to the right. Here's one for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video until you are ready to check your solution. So in this case, we have a closed circle at negative 5, and we're shading everything less than it. Here's another one. Go ahead and pause the video until you are ready to see the solution. So in this case, we have no equal to piece, so we have an open circle at 8. And again, we want everything less than that, so we shade everything to the left. Pardon me. Here's another one. Go ahead and pause the video. We've got a closed circle at negative 2, and we want everything that's greater than or equal to that, so we shade to the right. Here's another one. We got x is greater than 7. Go ahead and pause the video until you're ready. We have an open circle at 7, and we want to shade everything greater than that, so we shade to the right.